Hello, my friend, and greetings from the UNI-Dome as Cedar Falls Community Television is excited to provide you high school athletics. Tonight, the Cedar Falls sophomore team takes center stage as we have 10th grade football as Cedar Falls hosting the Mustangs from Dubuque Hempstead. Mark Simpson with you, along with the coach, John Yocum, longtime
for 25
junior
years
high football coach,
Falls.
nice enough to join us here at the Dome, part of homecoming weekend for Cedar Falls. And, well, John, going into this game, Cedar Falls 2-1, but they're coming off a lopsided loss at Cedar Rapids Prairie, and they want to rectify things quickly.
Yeah, they have a lot of things I'm sure they've been working on this week to kind of try to fix the mistakes they made, but they also have a common opponent in Dubuque Senior, and both teams got the win against them, so it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Dubuque Hempstead, they're 1-2 on the season. They're also trying to rebound after a loss last week. We look at the Mustangs and their schedule so far, opening up with a loss to Linn-Mar, bouncing back and beating Western Dubuque, and then dropping that game to Dubuque Senior by a field goal. Meanwhile, for Cedar Falls, they won their, well, you look at the Cedar Falls Tigers, and they won their first two games by even a close game at Waterloo West. They were able to win at Memorial Stadium, but then went down to Cedar Rapids Prairie, and it was all Prairie Hawks as they dominate 37-0.
The Prairie is very physical in that grade level and a very good team.
Well, you look at the Mississippi Valley Conference Mississippi Division standings. So Cedar Falls right now 0-1. Prairie 1-0. The rest of the teams yet to play a Mississippi Division contest so far. And for Dubuque Hempstead, they're 0-1 in the Valley Division, as Cedar Rapids Kennedy and Dubuque Senior leading that division in the early stages. So Cedar Falls will be kicking off to begin the ball game as it's homecoming week, and sophomore team, just like the varsity team, they want to come away with a victory and show off their talents to the alumni returning this week.
Plus, it'll be interesting to see how both teams bounce back from a loss last week. You know, sometimes you don't learn a ton in a win. Sometimes you learn the most when you lose a game or two, and so it'll be interesting to see what they figured out here.
Crowd coming in for today's game at the UNI-Dome as the kickoff will bounce around the 15, taking on one bounce, and moving up the field is Dontrell Harris just across the 25-yard line. So that's where the Mustangs will take over on offense. Joey Helminiak is their quarterback. Helminiak, a 5'8", 145-pound sophomore. He's kind of the glue to this offense.
Coverage is good there for the Tigers. Forced it in the middle and wrapped up on the play.
Ben Donath is the running back. A pass across the field out into the flat intended for the receiver. It goes incomplete, and that'll bring up a second down and 10.
It's good coverage there by Christian Barney. Kept the ball in front of him and broke the pass up.
Anthony First was the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. So the Mustangs throw on first down. Helminiak rolling out to his right. And pressure on him, and he throws behind the receiver and tipped by 3-4 players.
A lot of guys got their hand on it there. Good coverage by the Tigers. Barney jams the inside receiver, then stays out in the flat. Quarterback had nowhere to go.
Jacob Keeler with that inside pressure.
And actually, I remember the first game, Coach Becker said that one of the strengths of their defense is their secondary. It's a hard team to throw on.
So out of the shotgun, Helminiak. Straight drop back this time. He's going to throw it deep as a receiver. Takes a hard hit but hangs on to the football. It's a first down catch. There's Anthony First. Joe Lewis with the catch. Number 6, Joe Lewis.
There's a nice route there right over the middle. Good throw by the quarterback, and the receiver did a good job of hanging on to the football.
A big hit on the play. But credit the receiver for hanging on. He caught that in traffic, knew he was going to get whacked, and still hung on to that football. First down catch in a 3rd and 10 situation for the Mustangs. Now confusion here. Joe Lewis, who just made that catch, was stepped off the field and then tried to get back on, and the coach said didn't want to take the 5-yard penalty for delay of game and calls for a timeout. So
especially on this first drive, you want to make sure you don't take any cheap penalties and stay ahead on down and distance. Don't want to get yourself behind the sticks.
So there's Coach Becker for Cedar Falls, Luke Becker.
Coach Martinson there in the huddle.
They're part of the.
Coach Becker's hiding right now. I'm sure he's working with somebody else.
That is Coach Martinson.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. No, actually, I think Coach Becker's looking from the backside of the formation at the defense. Just trying to get a feel for what they're doing.
Well, it makes sense. Coach Martinson is in charge of the defense. He's the defensive coordinator. And trying to bounce the ball outside and getting free. The Tigers were never able to contain him, and picking up 4 yards on the play when it looked like he was going to drop in the backfield was Ben Donath.
He had him wrapped up here. Not wrapped up, but bottled up. This is a good job of keeping his legs moving and bounced to the outside.
So 2nd down and 6. Mustangs approaching midfield with the ball at the 44-yard line. Strong side to the left. Helminiak out of the gun. And they'll go to Donath and leans forward, this time for only about a yard. Good gang tackling by the Tigers.
We almost had him in the backfield there. We kind of, I don't know if we sent a linebacker on a blitz there, but we shot through a gap right here, and we just missed him right there. Almost had him, but good job of wrapping up. Short gain.
Yeah, Gerald Norton, middle linebacker, who Coach Becker calls his most physical defensive player, coming up with the tackle. 3rd and 5. Rollout. Helminiak being chased from behind, just throws it to avoid the sack. Tigers were all over him. Max Blake breathing down his neck, and that'll bring up 3rd or 4th down, and the punting unit coming out for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Max does a good job here realizing it's going to be a rollout. Turns the speed on there, puts pressure on him. Nothing the quarterback can do there.
So 4th down and 5. Demarion Williams is the punter for the Mustangs. Tigers supply some pressure, but Williams gets it off. Fair catch called, and making the grab is Derek Woods. All spotted at the 30-yard line.
It's a good stop there by the defense. You know, the Mustangs got a few things going there, but the Tigers stood up strong.
So 1st and 10. Here come the Tigers. Shut out at Cedar Rapids Prairie last week. Looking for better results here against the Mustangs. Gavin Steggy is the quarterback and an important piece for this Tiger offense. Jacob Keeler is the lone back, and Tigers will spread the field. Trips left, and the receiver down at the bottom of the screen. That's Dallas Bear. And good run for Keeler on 1st down as the ball came loose at the end, but I think they're going to say Keeler was down as the ball came popped loose.
There's a nice little seam here, nice hole for Keeler to run through. They spread everybody out to the left side, run a quick kind of trap to the right side. Good blocking up front. Looked like he never quite got the ball into a good carrying position, so it kind of popped out loose there at the end.
2nd down and 1. This sophomore, Cedar Falls sophomore offensive line is really big. And the Tigers will keep the ball on the ground and running around the end and getting a big gain. This is Miles Mounts. Mounts down the sidelines, cuts it back in, one man to beat, still on his feet, and finally brought down inside the 10. What an exciting run by Miles Mounts.
A great run there to the outside. A key is a block by the receiver on the outside. Gets to the edge. Good blocking there on the edge. Lets the running back, Mounts, gets to the outside. Good cutback here. Finishes the run strong here.
So it's a 1st and goal for the Tigers. Ball spotted at the 9-yard line. So on 2 consecutive runs, just like that, the Tigers move from their own 30 now to the 9-yard line of the Mustangs. Cedar Falls, why not? Keep it on the ground. And Keeler trying to bounce it around the right edge. He's brought down by a trio of Mustangs. Leading the attack that time was Jack Reinigan.
It's easier for the defense to kind of stack the box in a short situation where it's 1st and goal. When you're at midfield and they go spread, you got to respect the deeper routes a little bit more.
Read that number wrong. It was Jack Rolling, 85 with the tackle that time for Dubuque Hempstead. 6:36 shows on the clock. Again, the Tigers will spread the field. Steggy looking right, lobs it into the corner, looking for Bear.
Held.
Oh, it looked like the defensive back was holding him, but no flag, and it brings up 3rd and goal.
Looks like he had a hell of his shoulder pad here a little bit.
We're just going to see the tail end. Yep, you say he's
release his arm there, but a little over him. I don't know if he would have got to it anyways, but
Dallas Bear, tall target, 6 feet, 6 inches tall. The Tigers trying to take advantage of that long run by Miles Mounts. Mounts and Keeler is the backfield. They'll run a cross-buck play. Doesn't surprise Hempstead, and tripped up after just a couple is Keeler. Dylan Smith coming up with the tackle, kind of disrupting things. There's a big guy inside, Ethan Leahy.
That's one of those where if you're going to go for on 4th down, sometimes you do the run play because you might catch them off guard. The team's expecting you to maybe kick a field goal.
Cedar Falls going to go for it here. Field goal unit not on the field. And Cedar Falls, lone back is Keeler. Out of the shotgun, Gavin Steggy looking left all the way. Little slant and caught. Touchdown, Cedar Falls. Ben Russell makes the grab, and the Tigers scoring their opening drive.
It's a good throw there by Steggy. Hits him right in the numbers, right in stride. There's a little confusion by Hempstead at the start of the play. Wide open.
So Steggy with a strike right on the money, and Ben Russell hauls it in for the touchdown. Tigers will try for the point after. Steggy is the holder, and the kick is up and good by Derek Woods. So Cedar Falls, 6-yard touchdown pass. Steggy to Russell. Let's watch it again.
It's a great start. Defense gets a stop. Offense gets the ball, big running play, and then finish it off with a quick slant for a touchdown. That's just how they drew it up week after taking a loss, come out and be the dominant team on both sides of the ball.
And Cedar Falls shut out in the rain at Cedar Rapids Prairie last Friday. They like the confines inside a little bit better here to begin this week's game with the touchdown against Dubuque Hempstead.
Yeah, their strength definitely has been so far this year spreading teams out and throwing the ball around a little bit, and with the weather the way it was last weekend, that definitely takes away one of their strengths.
So Cedar Falls will kick off. Back deep is for the Mustangs. And that'll be Dontrell Harris.
And Alan Franklin.
And it's going to be hit. Nope. This time the ball taken at the 13-yard line. That's Franklin. Franklin down at the 30. Penalty flag comes out late. It's right in front of the Hempstead bench. And about 95% of the time it's against the returning team.
It's usually blocking the back or holding.
It is a hold against Dubuque Hempstead.
It's a fancy mask. Got the referee mask. Got the stripes and everything. These guys are ready.
Yeah, this officiating crew worked the Cedar Falls Waterloo West sophomore game a couple weeks back on a broadcast we did here on Cedar Falls Community Television. I mentioned that. I kind of like that mask.
It is. Yeah,
but some of those refs, I don't know. I have a hard time just walking up the steps here to the UNI-Dome with the mask on. I don't know how you can run with the mask on. Credit to them. They're in much better shape than me.
I wasn't going to say anything, Mark. I was going to let you handle that one.
Well, and you didn't even have to bring that up. You could have just let it hang in the air there, John.
Yeah.
1st and 10. The ball at the 17-yard line following the penalty. Here go the Mustangs now trailing 7-0. Helminiak handed off and short plunge over the left guard. That's Stefante Jones.
Max Blake in on the tackle there. Kind of a shoestring tackle. Gets him low. Good thing is there, Max did a good job of reading the play. Looked like he had a pretty good idea what was happening before it happened.
Asked Coach Luke Becker, what are the keys for the Cedar Falls defense? He said physical, play downhill, execute our jobs, physical. The Tigers get physical there. They get a great surge into the offensive backfield.
Very good push by Jake Peters and Shea Busco, and yeah, definitely Jake Peters is in there pretty deep.
Peters only a freshman.
Noah Thayer. It's good when you can say 3 or 4 guys getting penetration deep into the backfield. It's a good sign. Sets up 3rd and long. This is the defensive end's dream here. They can kind of pin their ears back and go for the quarterback.
Clock rolling, 4:32 to go in the first quarter. Tigers scored on their opening possession. Helminiak working on a 3rd and 12. Looking to the left side of the field, throws it, a little slant in, and incomplete. Short hop, the intended receiver, Joe Lewis.
Ryan Bowling almost got a hand on it there. They got tipped, it almost got picked off.
Well, he really telegraphed where that pass was coming. He was looking at Lewis the entire time that play took off. So now it's 4th down and a dozen. In the punt is Williams standing at the 1-yard line. A low snap. Tigers are all over it, and they may have got a piece of it. Ball goes to the 24-yard line, takes a great hop for Cedar Falls, and then goes out of play at the 20-yard line.
You know, if Woods had been able to get to that, that would have been one of the easiest touchdowns he could have ever gotten. The ball was kind of bouncing, and nobody was going to it for Hempstead. They kind of overshot it. Ball starts bouncing here. If we're able to run up there and grab it, good score.
Russell, he may have got a piece of that. He was the closest, sticking his hands out there, but
I think he just had the touchdown catch too.
Man, I don't know if just the pressure caused Williams to shank it.
It's a low snap too.
Tigers have excellent field position. Throwing on 1st down, Steggy to the end zone. Dallas Bear, well covered, incomplete. Not allowing the tall receiver for the Tigers to go inside was Dubuque Hempstead's Dontrell Harris.
Steggy had a hard time stepping into the throw because he kind of had some pressure in his legs. A little underthrown for Bear there.
So Russell and Bear wide to the left. Derek Woods to the right. Tigers will run it, and dashing forward and then disappearing after about a 5-yard gain is Jacob Keeler. Cedar Falls sophomore team 2-1. Dubuque Hempstead 1-2. Both teams, though, suffered a loss last week.
It's a good finish to the run there. You take 4 or 5 yards every time.
Ian Ostrander making the tackle from his linebacker position for the Mustangs. So it's 3rd down, 5 yards coming up for the Tigers. Play action. Steggy's going to dump it out. Receivers there making the catch, and that's Mounts, who had that long run earlier in this quarter, makes the big catch on 3rd down and down around the 6-yard line.
Fake the dive there. Mounts slips into the flats there, and Steggy just flips it right over the top to him. Good play design there. 1st and goal from the 6.
Harris grabs Mounts at the end of that play and wraps him down, but it's a 1st down catch, and the Tigers have 4 plays from the 6-yard line to extend the 7-0 lead. And here's Mounts trying to turn the corner. Gets wide. Give him 6. Miles Mounts. Wow, he just got wide and scores a touchdown. That's some athleticism there.
I was going to say, he looks explosive here. Lots of guys have a chance. He just turns on the jets and gets to the corner. Nothing they can do about it.
Miles Mounts making a huge impact here in this first quarter. Derek Woods will try the point after. It is up. It's perfect. And Cedar Falls 7-0. Now it's 14-0.
It's like he's petitioning to kick the field goal next time they get down 4th and goal.
Well, again, the run, it looks like they have them bottled up, and
he just bounces it outside and got more speed.
14-0. So the Tigers score in their first 2 possessions. That drive, though, all set up because of the punt possibly block. We're not sure yet, but still great field position. Started at the inside the 25-yard line.
Yep, and it's nice to see the way they bounce back this week. You know, a lot of times after a loss, that's the best time to gets attention.
So the Tigers up 14-0. Sponsors for our broadcast include CFU, Cedar Falls Utilities. They've been chosen as the fastest internet service provider in the country, according to PC Mag. Now with 10 gig broadband available citywide, CFU offers outstanding customer service and reliability. Find out more at cfu.net. So Tigers scoring 14-0 going into the game. Coach Luke Becker asked him, what are the keys on offense? He says, execute our plays and eliminate mental mistakes. Play to our potential with a big exclamation point.
Yeah, they're definitely doing that tonight right now.
There's Coach Becker. Coach Becker is in his second year as the head coach for the sophomore team. Also spent some time at Dyke New Hartford Middle School. 5 years at Holmes as the ninth grade coach. And 2 years as the sophomore coach. So he has been around the feeder programs around this area and at Cedar Falls, and has done a nice job. They talk well about him, the varsity coaches do. Good kickoff, and this is Lewis. No correction. This will be Dontrell Harris.
Ooh, horse collar looked like almost, maybe not.
It's to the 26-yard line, goes down, and now the pressure on Dubuque Hempstead. They find themselves down by 2 scores on the road. And
it's close to getting pulled down from behind there. Sometimes you don't have to get your hand in the shoulder pads to get horse collar. Sometimes you can pull them down with the back of the jersey, they'll call it.
Carter Schlotman with the tackle for the Tigers. So
this is exactly the start that Cedar Falls needed.
Miniak will throw on first down and incomplete. Jace Rundy, the intended receiver, and looked like to be contact early, and that'll be against Cedar Falls.
Interesting to see if they call like a pass interference or a targeting. And they're calling pass interference, looks like, but it's close. It wasn't.
Christian Barney colliding with Rundy just prior to the ball coming in. That seemed to be the correct call by the officials.
It's too bad. It's too bad we couldn't have been turned around, because that would have been a pick six pretty quick.
That's one thing about Helminiak. If you're a defensive back, just read his eyes, because he has really been targeting his receivers so far. Now running the football and showing some quickness.
Oh, fumble.
Franklin, and ball loose on the UNI-Dome turf. And did the Tigers come up with it? It looks like they did. Cedar Falls coming up with the recovery as the ball stripped loose, and Ryan Bowling showing off that he has the football. Watch Franklin.
It's a penalty flag down, too. I think it might be holding on Hempstead.
Big hit. And they call holding against Hempstead. Obviously declined. And Tigers will take over. First turnover of the ball game.
Talked about the pressure on Hempstead, and then turnover is just not what they need right now, but Cedar Falls is rolling and looking to turn it on here. Just a big hit. 4 or 5 Tigers right there.
From that other angle, I wasn't sure if maybe the ball came loose after he hit the ground, but it's obvious the ball was jarred loose as he was coming down. Running hard, and this is Cedar Falls' Jacob Keeler.
Well, the blocking's definitely picked up in the first game I did in the Dome here. There's just a lot better lanes to run through. Keeler's running aggressively here because he's not getting hit in the backfield. He gets a little head start and good solid contact there.
That offensive line for the Tigers, Hogan Simmer, Jake Peters are the tackles. The guards of Ty Kolthoff and Noah Thayer. Center is John Henry Hines. Tight end, Josh Hansen. And Mounts, who's had the big first quarter, picks up a first down run. There might be a face mask penalty added to the end of that play.
So it looks like they might have Shea Buscal at center right now. It looked like they pulled him on the last kind of trap play or counter play. It looked like it might have been him there.
So it is a face masking penalty.
Because things are not going Hempstead's way right now. Yeah, that was definitely good pull there by Buskol. Good job of blocking on the edge.
So Shea Buskol, who was a running back, move him now to center.
He trips right.
Tigers pick up the blitz, but pass over the head of Woods, incomplete. Now Dubuque Hempstead, John, they have a unique defense. They have that four-man front, but then they have
a 4-2-5.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
You see it like in the past half of Big 12. You got to have more defensive backs out there, but not as much in high school. But against Cedar Falls, they spread it out quite a bit here and throw it around.
They have like an additional safety. There's the blitz, and again, it works. And Keeler, nowhere to go. He is stuffed. He'll lose about 6 yards on the play.
That was good timing there by the Hempstead Mustangs there to run a blitz there. They blitzed two guys right up the middle, and when we pulled the center, it left a wide open gap because that was part of the play, and just couldn't do anything about it. There's nothing Keeler could do, and there's nothing really the line could do because we pulled the center, and they came right up the A gap.
One of their top players, Ian Ostrander, coming through and slowing things down and causing the big loss for the Tigers. 3rd down and 16. Ball to 37. Oh, and fumbling the ball, Steggy, still loose. He picks it up. He's trying to create something and then pushed out of bounds near midfield. Another big loss.
It could have been real dangerous, though. It could have been much worse. Does a good job of gathering it here. It just slips through his hands.
Situation
that could have been real bad right there, but he's able to pick it up, get to the outside. He thought about letting it go, but just no room to throw it.
Situation like that, do you want your quarterback just to fall on the football? Or
I do, but you like his aggression and confidence there, and he thought he probably had more time than he did.
So the Tigers get that fumble, but then they go backwards and now forced to punt are the CF. Just a minute and 5 seconds to go here in the first half.
Nice punt.
High kick. That's going to take a Tiger roll. That could be problems for Hempstead. And Keeler.
Nice spiral. Good hang time.
Keeler puts Hempstead at their own 5-yard line. Not a good way to start this offensive possession here. Only 54 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Tigers lead 14-0. It was Gavin Steggy, a 6-yard touchdown pass to Ben Russell, and Miles Mounts on a 6-yard run.
Turned on the Jets to get to the outside.
Mount set up the first touchdown with a long run, but the Tigers first and goal. Helminiak trying to get some continuity on offense, and now showing a little speed and dashing his way up to the 13-yard line is Stephante Jones.
He kind of pressed the hole. He was trying to go up the middle, and then just bounces it to the outside, gets the edge. Good tackle here on the outside by Woods. You got to go low. Just get him to the ground.
Gain of 8. Nice gain on first down for Dubuque Hempstead. Helminiak throws it and short hops. I'm not sure. There was 2 receivers in that area. Jace Rundy was there, and also Thomas Bergeron.
He's frustrated because he had a guy open. He just missed him low.
Okay.
That's in a couple months. That's bounce pass, Mark.
Yep. I guess Rundy would be the receiver. So Helminiak misses his wide receiver that was open, so it's now 3rd down and short. Good protection. He throws it, and it's going to be caught. And there's Rundy. And
paid for that one. Jake Peters got a good lick on him there.
Just as I said, good protection. I saw Peters come out of the side of my corner of my eye there and deliver a hard blindside hit to Helminiak.
You don't want your quarterback taking too many of those shots.
Coach Becker says that Jake Peters, once he discovers how good he can be, he will be unstoppable. So it's the end of the first quarter. Cedar Falls off to a good start here at the Dome. They lead 14-0. We'll be back with more sophomore football right after this. This is Tiger Football on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Community schools, serving 4 schools, I've enjoyed observing several generations of students stay in, thrive, lead, and continue to build this wonderful community. It has been an honor to have been a part of the education system that helped bring this about. Go Tigers!
I enjoyed my job as principal at Cedar Falls High School, and I enjoyed working with parents, students, and staff. The thing I enjoyed most about was watching the students grow and develop, and I always enjoyed simply talking to them to tell them to go Tigers.
I have happy memories at Cedar Falls High School. I met my wife there. We started dating as a sophomore, and we have spent all of our life together. So I'm happy with the Tigers. Go Tigers!
Cedar Falls 14, Dubuque Hempstead nothing after 1 quarter of action here at the UNI-Dome. Mark Simpson along with John Yoakum. Part of homecoming week for Cedar Falls, culminating with tonight's football game. This is the sophomore game prior to the varsity. It's Joey Helminiak hands it off on 1st and 10, and nowhere to go for Stephante Jones this time.
Ryan Bowling in the stop there.
Might have lost a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up.
Did a good job of keeping his legs moving and driving him back there.
Dubuque Hempstead 1 and 2. Cedar Falls 2 and 1. Pass across the field. Rundy stretches out, makes a nice catch, and then momentum carries him out of play, like right about the 24-yard line, 23-yard line.
Cedar Falls had a middle linebacker blitz there, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Sets up 3rd and kind of average here, 3rd and 5.
So it's obvious that Rundy is the go-to receiver for Hempstead. He's the one that Helminiak has been looking at the most here in this first half. 9:20 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Jones is the lone back as shotgun for Helminiak. As they spread the field. Roll out, pressure on him, and the pass deflected, intercepted. Derek Woods coming back the other way. Has a little bit of a seam on the near the sidelines, cuts back the other way, and will take it in. Give him 6. Oh, a return of an interception for a touchdown for Cedar Falls on the deflection.
We get some pressure here on the quarterback. Tipped. Woods makes a great cutback here. Good vision. Sees what's developing to the right. Cuts it back against the grain, and nobody even touched him.
Derek Woods, that covers 32 yards on that return. And Cedar Falls will try for the extra point, and the guy just scored the touchdown, was kicking, but they're going to have to go back 5 yards, an illegal procedure penalty against the Tigers.
We're going to test the range here.
So now ball spotted at the 8-yard line. Keep in mind the quarterback is the holder, Gavin Steggy. Plenty of leg for Woods, and perfect. 21-0.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to say I should be kicking that field goal in the first quarter.
Watch it again as the pass.
The receiver just tipped it himself.
It was Joe Lewis. Got the hand on it. And right place at the right time was Derek Woods.
Getting great vision there on that return.
And so a defensive touchdown, always a lift for the team that scores, and pretty demoralizing for the opponent. Our game today is being brought to you by Witham Auto Centers. Everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, with additional locations in Waterloo and LaPorte City. Witham Auto Center is a proud supporter of the Cedar Falls Tigers. Find your next vehicle in person or online at withamauto.com. So last week, Cedar Rapids Prairie, they hammered the Tigers 37-0. Obviously, the message was taken by Cedar Falls this week in practice. They have come out sharp, and they lead 21-0. Here comes Hempstead with the return and squeezing his way and getting free. Alan Franklin. Now Franklin, he stumbles just as he got across the 40 when they looked at a lot of open territory in front of him. It was a good return by Dubuque Hempstead's Alan Franklin, a 5'6", 125-pound sophomore.
Well, that's the benefit of having an athlete like Woods as kicker, because even if he breaks through here, you got a really good chance of Woods making the tackle. Stumbles a little bit, but I have confidence that Woods is going to make that play.
Turf monster at the 40.
That's right.
Got his feet tangled up there.
Yeah, what's the city he was by? The Southwest Iowa. Usually you give the city it's located by the turf monster.
Oh. Yeah, what do you think?
Southwest Iowa.
Grimes, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
You look at the logo at midfield, the state of Iowa around the UNI Panther logo. Short run. He takes it into right about Palo Alto County.
There you go. Now you're on it. Now you're on it. Looks like they're almost in Webster City right now or something.
It's first and second down and 10.
Yeah.
Correction as the no gain on the play.
Got you all flustered with the counties and cities.
Helminiak trying to get the passing game going here for the Mustangs. Roll out and the pass, and there's Rundy. Rundy coming up about 3 yards short of the first down, but hauls in another catch. Rundy's a big target, 6'4", 185 pounds. He looks like more of a tight end.
Kind of split him out to the outside. He's a mismatch out there. You kind of set him into a spot and just throw it up to him.
3rd down and 2 coming up for Dubuque Hempstead. Now on the Cedar Falls side of the field. 7:49 to go. Cedar Falls leading 21-0.
Well, you can see Derek Woods is just following him around the field.
Looking left, now the slant in, and Rundy with the reception. Woods will make the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
It's a good route. Pretty good throw. Again, they're just content to kind of keep him in front. Let the defense make a play here.
Back to pass, looking left. They're going to go deep for Rundy. Underthrows it, and that's going to be an easy pick. And
Woods again.
There's Woods, one of the team leaders for the Tigers, accelerating down the Cedar Falls sidelines, push from behind and out of play.
Good. Dontrell Harris really had some speed there, catching Woods from behind. Had visions of Woods running a second one back there for a second.
Hempstead turns it over for the 3rd time in this ball game.
Just a little bit of pressure up the middle from Peters caused that throw to be a little underthrown, and Woods notices it right there. He goes, I better get out of bounds here quick.
Turn all the way up to the 41-yard line. A lot of time still to go here in this first half. 7:08. Tigers will do a little
face mask.
Running on the ground. Look at this. Mounts. Refusing to go down and Mounts.
It's like trying to tackle a bowling ball. It's just, where do you try to hit him? Definitely a face mask.
Again, this will be tacked down to the end of the run. So Miles Mounts has been the key component on the ground for Cedar Falls. First few weeks of the year was Jacob Keeler. Yeah, it's pretty obvious there.
It doesn't stop him, though. He just keeps bouncing off defenders and going downhill.
So at the 32-yard line of Dubuque Hempstead, CF. And this is bouncing outside. Keeler And Keeler close to another first down run as big offensive line for the Tigers taking over right now in this ball game.
Getting some nice lanes to run through. Good job of pulling by Busco there to kind of set the edge. Gives Keeler a seam to run through. The line's definitely more physical today.
That offensive line, that's as big as any varsity line. Cedar Falls throws it across the field and making the catch. That's Woods. And Woods heads up the field after that first down throw, taking it all the way to the 14. That's kind of one of those safe plays. You can really, just like what Derek Woods do, he turns,
Put an athlete in space, and if somebody misses the tackle, he can go a distance. Like you said, it's safe. Just a quick screen and put it right on him. I bet he sleeps well tonight, though. He's been all over the place.
Ball at the 14-yard line. Coach Becker calls Derek Woods an intelligent playmaker. Cedar Falls will run. Keeler, right side of the line of scrimmage. And just near the 10-yard line before he's pushed back. A host of green jerseys from Dubuque Hempstead. Again, they're pulling that center.
Yeah,
Shay's
doing a good job. Well, it catches the defensive lineman off guard because you think you're on blocked, and then all of a sudden, and Shay's not real tall, but he's physical. And so when you think you kind of get a free run, and then he kind of gets a crack block on you, you're not expecting it.
Right, Les Busco at 5'7", 180 pounds, and he seems to play bigger than that. It's a high snap, recovering the pitch to Mounts. Mounts, look at this as he takes it all the way to the 1-yard line.
Be interesting if they call that a pass or a toss, because Steggy just tried to grab it as best he could and just kind of two-hand shoved it out to the side.
Basketball, that'd be a chest pass.
That's right. That's right.
Look at the high snap. Hot potato. He puts it over in the hands of Mounts. And
that's kind of when you asked me if he should pick the ball up earlier. It just when you have a player like that, you kind of let him improvise. That was one of those times I guarantee that was not how they designed that.
That's first and goal. And Tigers, Keeler, right side. He'll go in. Touchdown, Cedar Falls. 4:51 to go in the first half, and Cedar Falls is rolling.
Yes, total domination here in the first half. Exactly what we wanted to see after last week's performance.
So getting into the scoring act, Jacob Keeler. But the offensive line for Cedar Falls.
That's the story.
Yeah, they just taken over this ball game. Derek Woods with the point after. So a short run and 28-0. It's been Cedar Falls looking really dominant. There's Keeler just scored the touchdown. Watch it again off the right sideline scrimmage. Look at that big hole. Wow, great block thrown by Cedar Falls.
I think it was the Jake Peters on the edge. Okay. Right tackle looked like Jake Peters kind of opened up the hole. And Mounts was the lead blocker going through there. Keeler's like, it feels pretty good getting our touchdown here.
He's not drinking all the team's water. Now you got to bring your own coolers, don't you? Watch the, there's the touchdown scored by Derek Woods. Yep, 32-yard return. That made the score 21-0 after the extra point.
He's flying.
So Cedar Falls getting 3 offensive touchdowns and a defensive touchdown. Crowds, bleacher creatures starting to come in. I'm assuming it's going to be a whiteout tonight.
That's what it's looking like.
Well, the Tigers, they're coached by Luke Becker, but he has some great assistant coaches. Jay Tepley played offensive line at UNI 2 years. Cedar Falls High School. Dan Martinson played for Cedar Falls 4 years ago. Jay is a big man.
That's what I said. He's the guy you send to the coaches meeting.
Yeah, he's photoshopped there because
he's even stronger than that.
He's bigger than that.
Coach Becker requested they shrink Coach Tepley's size on the monitor.
Coach Becker has to be in a much better mood than he was after Friday's game.
You talked about the keys, where you said physical 3 or 4 times. They've controlled kind of both lines of scrimmage, and when you can do that, you can run the ball, you can throw the ball, you can put pressure on teams defensively, and they've done all of that today. And you definitely like what you see from the Tigers tonight.
Yeah. On defense, play physical, play downhill, execute our jobs. Check, check, check. Still a lot of time. Don't count out Hempstead, but they got their work cut out. Running the ball back and trying to get outside Alan Franklin.
Tackled by Kyron Terry there. Good coverage. Stay in your lanes. He got held too. Kyron did. Get him to the ground.
So if you're Mike Doyle, the head coach for Dubuque Hempstead, does this make you kind of one-dimensional when you're down 28-0? Do you have to pass every?
I think you just want to have a good drive here going into half. I mean, you can't get all 28 points back at once. I think you try to focus on getting one good drive here and finding some points to go into halftime with something positive. I don't think you want to throw it 3 times and give it right back to Cedar Falls.
Helminiak still at quarterback. And he'll hand the ball off. Good running and taking the ball across the 35 up to the 36-yard line.
It's a good run there. We got some subs in there, defensive on the line, it looks like.
Ben Doneth is the ball carrier.
Ryan Bowen met him there in the hole there, just couldn't quite get him to the ground.
Picked up 8 yards on the play. Right now, Dubuque Hempstead just want a little bit of continuity, grow some confidence here. Again, they'll run straight up the middle, but short of the first down as Stephante Jones got buried as the Tigers close that hole quickly.
Like Noah Thayer and Gavin Alderman and Jordan Jones-Whitaker all kind of in there.
So no gain on the play. 3rd down and 2.
Swarmed him.
Time becoming a factor now. 3:35. Cedar Falls has all 3 timeouts remaining. Helminiak handed off, and Stephante Jones, can he get wide? And the Tigers
just got it, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe he stepped out just short.
The Tigers are able to, I think, push him out of bounds just about a yard shy of the first down.
Looked like he almost got it live, but
right on the edge there, Sam Smith, the cornerback, and I think, it's going to be about a half yard short of the first down. You're down 28-0. You're going to go for it.
That's right. Be pretty aggressive up the middle here. I think I think you almost have to try to run it here if you're them.
Play clock down to 10. Helminiak hands it off. And Stephante Jones is going to be buried in the backfield. A loss on the play, and Cedar Falls takes over on downs. Christian Barney comes up with a stop.
Great job by the Tigers there. Like I said, you could tell we were going to be aggressive coming for the ball here, kind of a counter play. And that's the trouble with me if you're a team that runs a lot of shotgun or pistol. When it's 4th and inches, I like going under center and running a sneak because you're going to snap the ball backwards 5 yards to try to get 1. Doesn't make sense to me.
So now the Tigers, again, tremendous field position. They will take over at the Mustangs' 31-yard line. Steggy looks right, then left, then goes deep down the middle, and
just missed it.
Just to the outstretched hands, intended receiver Josh Hansen. Oh, he's 1 step away from bringing that in.
I like that too. Take your shot, quick turnover. Looks like 4 go. Just almost through his hands.
2nd down and 10 coming up.
We're going for the dagger right there, Mark.
Tigers have yet to hook up with their big receiver, Dallas Bear. Cedar Falls, keep it on the ground, and Keeler running. They're hanging on for dear life, but not before Keeler dashes his way for 11, 12 yards. It's another first down for Cedar Falls.
Keeler's so quick. You just got to give him a little bit of space. Watch this little jump cut or a cut back right here. A little jump cut right back to the left. He's got the speed. Just got to give him a little bit of space, and he can make the rest work.
Ian Ostrander with the tackle for Dubuque Hempstead. 2:45 to go in the first half. Steggy looking for Bear and overthrows him, incomplete.
Well, when you're throwing it to Dallas, you're going to want to throw it high and just a little bit over the top there, but then you like the idea.
Stops the clock, 2:39 to go. Cedar Falls in a really good situation as they have all 3 timeouts remaining as well. So they can go to the middle of the field at this point. Running the option, pitch out, good catch by Keeler. Keeler getting the good block from Dallas Bear and takes it all the way to the 6-yard line. We talk about the wideouts, making the catches and the touchdowns, but it's the blocking which is critical. And watch Dallas Bear, number 1, outside. Watch the block here.
Also, Steggy did a nice job of engaging with the defensive end to draw him in and then makes a nice pitch to the outside.
And Dallas Bear didn't have to get physical, just get in front of the defensive back. And
get in his way. Keeler will do the cutting.
First and goal from the 6. Steggy chased out of the pocket, throws it on the run. It's caught. Woods, touchdown.
Yeah, a longer developing cross route there for Woods. Steggy kept the play alive with his legs. They found Woods kind of on a shallow cross.
Derek Woods, what a first half.
Yeah, guess who, right?
2 picks, 1 return for a touchdown. This time offensively hauls one in from 6 yards out.
I believe he came from all the way on the left edge of the formation. He ran all the way across on a shallow cross.
Steggy's second touchdown pass of the game, and Cedar Falls can do no wrong. And it's 35-0. We should also point out Derek Woods 5 for 5 on extra points as well.
He even had to make one from a little bit farther back with a penalty.
That is called improvising. Woods brings it in.
You know, I think if you're Coach Becker, you expected a pretty good performance bouncing back off a loss with the character of the kids you have. But I'm not sure if he was expecting this kind of a bounce back. I mean, this has been just complete domination the whole way.
Yeah. Our game being brought to you by a lot of great sponsors, including Signs by Tomorrow. And Signs by Tomorrow, more than a custom sign company, Signs by Tomorrow is your advertising solutions resource. At Signs by Tomorrow, they create affordable, high-impact signs and visual messaging solutions. You can find them on McLean Drive in Cedar Falls or at signsbytomorrow.com. Kickoff taken by Derek Woods. And this is a good return again for Hempstead. Andrew Tharp. Late flag comes out right at the 4-yard line.
It has to be a late hit. Had him wrapped up. Probably didn't have to throw him down, and that's what the referee probably saw there. Sometimes you can't stop the momentum, but also at this point with the score the way it is, you don't want things to get chippy and you don't want to feel like it's a late hit.
2 minutes and 3 seconds. Shows on the clock here. Right in front of the Hempstead bench as well. I'm sure they were chirping a little bit. Well, they're going to call it against Hempstead and Cedar Falls. Okay. So offsetting penalties. And I think they'll just, where Tharp went down, that's where they'll spot the football. Watch the Tiger special teams. Look at the great angles we get here from our Cedar Falls Community Television crew. It's always a great job. Watch at the end of the play. He's out of bounds, and okay. That's a tough call. Because
if he's on the sideline, you don't quite know if he's out of bounds or in bounds, and you're just kind of finishing the play.
The guy's still moving.
Yep. You're all fired up.
Yep.
You're getting ready to throw him down.
So they'll run, and nowhere to go. It's been a tough day for Dubuque Hempstead's offense.
Noah Thayer and Gerald Norton on the tackle.
Ben Doneth is the ball carrier, thrown for a loss. Tiger defense, they brought the bad attitude today. Clock moving, 1:37. Hempstead has hurt themselves. 3 turnovers in this first half, including 1 interception, return for a touchdown. And Donath, that's a hard fight, 2 yards.
Alderman and Langner.
Gavin Alderman, 5'10", 280 pounds, and the big man.
Gets a hold of him and straight down.
We're approaching the 1 minute mark here. And no urgency right now by Dubuque Hempstead. I think they just want to go in the locker room.
Yeah, I don't think you want to give Cedar Falls the ball again before half.
Just try to regroup. Pass across the field and off through the hands of Alex DeWitt.
If he had tipped it one more time, Smith, I think, could have picked that one off. Well, I think as a coach, you know, when the score is this way, you don't feel bad in the first half. Kind of whatever you want to call or run. It's kind of open game. Sometimes in the second half, if the score the way it is, you'll probably cut down the passing game, some of that. So, interesting to see if Cedar Falls just takes a knee here after they get it.
Damarian Williams punting again. Tigers have come close to blocking a couple. He angles away from the return man, Derek Woods. Ball rolls out of bounds near the 20 with 42 seconds to go here before halftime. Watch the Tigers. They were close to getting.
He kind of held up to make sure he didn't get a penalty. Right there.
You see coming in is Ben Russell. Russell, we thought may have got a piece on a punt in the first quarter. And Williams kind of shanked it. Bounced right in front of the Cedar Falls bench and stopped at the 23-yard line. Cedar Falls comfortably ahead, 35-0 here in the first half. Keep the ball on the ground, and that will probably be the last play before halftime here.
Take it into halftime. Great first half by the Tigers. Dominant on both sides of the ball.
Jacob Keeler goes in over the right tackle for a couple yards. And there's Coach Becker. What do you say to your team when you're up 35-0 in halftime?
Great job of bouncing back. You got to be very complimentary. I think the offensive line needs to be commended with the holes that they're opening. Defensive line's getting their push. Just all positives. And that's what you want as a coach. You know, you lose the game last week. You want to see how do your kids respond. Are they getting better? It's has to be market improvement from last week.
So positive start for Cedar Falls indeed, as they have a huge lead over Dubuque Hempstead here at intermission. 35-0 here in this sophomore game. John and I will be back with more right after this. You're watching high school athletics on Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham Way. And that means offering you the convenience you need when shopping our 3 locations in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City. These locations mean always having the inventory you want when you want it. That's the Witham Way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Test. Welcome back. We are at halftime. And our score 35-0. Cedar Falls with a huge lead over Dubuque Hempstead. Mark Simpson along with John Yoakum here at the UNI-Dome. And let's take a look at what took place in that first half, controlled by Cedar Falls. As the Tigers go through the air, and that's a third down catch to Miles Mounts, who played a big role.
The Jets on the outside here.
This was a 6-yard run. That gave the Tigers a early 14-0 lead. Tiger defense was tough. The ball deflected into the hands of Derek Woods, who takes it back the other way. 32 yards, and that's going to be a touchdown. And Cedar Falls opened up the game at that point, 21-0.
That's kind of the play that turned the route on.
That came with 9:08 to go in the second quarter. And then Helminiak going deep, underthrows it. Peters with the pressure on the quarterback, and there's Woods with another interception, taking the ball around midfield. Cedar Falls takes advantage of it. This is when they got the running game going. Miles Mounts, despite face masking, running hard. And the 1-2 combination of Mounts and Jacob Keeler.
Thunder and lightning.
As Tigers going through the air, and it's Derek Woods. Seemed like he was all over the field. And watch this little shovel pass after the high snap, and Miles Mounts takes it down to the goal line. And on the next play, scoring was Jacob Keeler. Off the right side, he gets in. Extra point at that point made it 28-0. Tiger defense continued to provide problems for the Mustangs.
Fourth down there.
4th down and 2, and Christian Barney coming up with the stop. Tigers the short field, and Keeler running through the Mustangs defense. At that point, it was all Cedar Falls could do no wrong. The pitch, Dallas Baird providing a good block at the end of that play, and it's 1st and goal for Cedar Falls after the Jacob Keeler long run, and then the Tigers will dump the ball to Derek Woods. That covers 6 yards, and Cedar Falls leads 35-0. So continuous clock will start this second half. They're having a little bit of scoreboard problems here at the UNI-Dome. I don't think I've ever recalled this type of problem before.
Well, I think that the Cedar Falls sophomores literally broke the scoreboard there in the first half.
I've never seen the problems with the scoreboard. The scoreboard, if I got my bearings right, on the south side is completely off. And
well,
so,
with running clock, it's a little easier to keep time.
if you look on the scoreboard on the north side, it's like some programming icon is out there. So I think they're going to have to do some talking with the officials on the field.
Well, I see the officials and athletic director Troy Becker are trying to get a hold of somebody. I think
there's Troy Becker. You see him in the black short sleeve shirt talking with the officials as they try to work on the scoreboard problems during the sophomore game.
Which one of you guys wants to keep time on your watch or your phone? He's volunteering the other guy. Okay, now you keep time.
So they're pointing at the north scoreboard.
Oh, it's running clock. Let's just start at 6:07, and when it's 6:17, let's start the fourth. No, I'm sure they'll have it on a watch or something like that.
And there'll be some communication with the people up here just to our left with the clock operators on. So this will get rectified, I'm sure, soon. And we'll go on like the regular game.
It is 2020, Mark, so why would a score clock not work? It's been worked its whole life.
Now, Tigers will receive the football to begin the second half. So the Tigers already with the big lead, and they'll get the ball to begin this second half. And sponsors for our broadcast include Western Home Communities, the Cedar Valley's best of the best choice for older adults. Visit the website today to find out about villa lifestyles or independent living apartments, plus all the amenities they include to make life fun and worry-free. WesternHomeCommunities.org. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. We'll try to let you know what's going on as far as our time. Again, the continuous clock with Cedar Falls leading 35-0. The only time the clock can stop is on a score or an injured player or a timeout. Well, Cedar Falls ready to receive. Damarian Williams ready to kick off. So, understandably, the officials a little bit late getting ready for the second half with the problems with what's going on with the scoreboard. All right. And it's a short kick. One of the up men for Cedar Falls will take it, and all the way up to the 44-yard line.
It might have been Morgan Hendrickson.
Yeah, Morgan Hendrickson, 5'9", 150-pound sophomore. Watch this, kick right to him.
If you're one of the up backs, you get real excited when you see one of those short ones coming.
A situation like that, when it's kicked to one of the up men, seems to be a greater chances of breaking something like that, because once you get by that initial wave.
Yep, there's no bottleneck of players. It's just you make one or two guys miss and you're gone.
Gavin Steggy working out of the shotgun. He'll throw on 1st and 10. Sets up deep. Oh, he's got Derek Woods, and he makes the catch. How do you like that? Derek Woods.
Well, that's a quick start out of halftime.
Wow. That's a 55-yard touchdown pass to start the second half.
That ball could not have been thrown much better here. Creates some time, moving to the side, step into it. Look at this. Just drops it whoop, right into his hands. Great play.
Third touchdown pass of the game for Steggy. Third time Woods has scored a touchdown. Now he'll try for the extra points. Rumor is that Derek Woods drove the bus to the sophomore team to the UNI-Dome.
Yep. He's hosting the team breakfast tomorrow morning.
Oh, mercy. Wow. What a performance by Derek Woods. As that pass is absolutely perfect, as you said, John.
It just drops it right out of the ceiling, just right on the money. Initially, I thought he might have overthrown him, but perfect. Led him perfectly. It's almost like they practiced it, Mark.
42-0.
Yeah.
There's Gavin Steggy, who Coach Becker says he's our quarterback, and we go as Gavin goes. And Cedar Falls is going pretty good.
Looks pretty comfortable right now. Out there, one play, get a touchdown. Let's have some Powerade.
Now the Tigers will kick off one more time. This is an area that, unfortunately, Dubuque Hempstead getting too much practice.
Yeah, they've had a lot of kick returns tonight. They're getting really good at it.
Standing around the 4-yard line, there's Dontrell Harris, the deep man, and Dontrell, nope, they're going to go to Joe Lewis. Lewis running to the middle of the field gingerly, and then picks his spot. And
I think that was Franklin.
Yep, it is Franklin. I'm sorry. Franklin will spin his way across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. So, no idea how much time is left here.
I think they had it maybe on the screen there for a second, but.
Okay, 8:40. Now we're told. Okay, we're just going to talk to the.
We're going to take their word for it. Yeah, they got it on here.
Okay.
These guys are professionals here at CFU.
Most of them.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys I got my eyes on. shotgun. And putting his head forward. Diving for a couple. And short gain on the play, and that looks like it's Ian Ostrander. Ian's older brother is going to be on the varsity team tonight. He's one of the offensive linemen. What a tough day for this offense. They just have, the ball comes loose, and coming up with the ball on the run here is Bryce Hovey. And Hovey coming back the other way. Bryce Hovey will take it and finally pushed out of bounds at the 17-yard line. A flag comes out way late after the play, as that ball just popped into the hands of Hovey and almost returned it back for a touchdown.
Yes, I don't know if that could have taken a much better hop for Cedar Falls there.
Let's see what the flag is out. Usually
probably a block in the back. Unsportsmanlike.
And that is going against Hempstead.
Well, I mean, there's going to be some frustrations, obviously, with the way that this game's been going. And you get a nice play here, you get a nice gain, and then the ball pops out. And it falls right into his hands. It's got to be right near the middle.
It could have been Noah Backus who knocked that ball loose from behind. Trying to pick that up again, but Hovey, happy birthday.
That's
ball
right.
Comes right into your hands like
Perfect.
that.
It's the Tigers' night.
Steggy at quarterback and hand the ball off. Oh, look at the big running rope going off the left side. And that's
Kyron
Terry taking it to the 1-yard line. His first carry of the game. And
I do have some bad news, though. That hole might have been holding induced.
Oh, there is a flag down. And it is a holding against Cedar Falls.
It was a great run, though.
Kyron Terry took off. I almost thought he was going to go into.
It's going to be close.
Now the ball goes out to the 19-yard line. Continuous clock. Cedar Falls up 42-0. It was 35-0 at halftime. Steggy gives it off to Terry, and Kyron will pick up about 5 yards.
Not too often you get first and goal from the 19.
That is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Ball will be spotted here at the 13-yard line. Tigers trying to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Maybe not just the loss, but the final margin. And Coach Becker not happy with some of the things that occurred in that ball game for his sophomore team. Tigers keep the ball on the ground, and this time Terry is brought down. It's a good defensive play by Nick Coates, bringing down Tyron Carey, and he'll lose a yard. So now it's
3rd and goal from a long ways out here.
What do you think about? What do you throw in this situation? You're up 42-0. Is this bad on?
I don't think so. I think you might run it here and then maybe try to kick a field goal. Get some practice trying to kick. That's my guess, but.
Christian Barney got him at wide receiver. They're tripped up. Tigers Ryan Bowling tripped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Either kick the field goal or you just probably run it again if you're at that point.
Immediate pressure by Zach Conlon.
There we go. I'm guessing they're going to try a field goal.
Well, here's Derek Woods, who's had a huge game. He's caught 2 touchdown passes, returned an interception for a touchdown, and he's 6 for 6 on extra points.
They need the holding piece. Guess they're going to do it without it. They were looking over there for the holding piece and didn't get in time, so they're just going to go with it.
31-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hold. Line drive, kick.
Spiral field goal.
Perfect.
What can't Woods do?
Wow. Derek Woods.
Anybody can kick it end over end, but if you can spiral it through.
So Woods from 31 yards out.
Without a tee. Usually they have the little spotter, little block to kick it off of.
So the fumble leads to that with 4:49 to go here in this third quarter. Dubuque Hempstead, 4 turnovers in this game, and Cedar Falls has scored on every mistake.
Yep. Yeah, you can't turn the ball over and commit penalties. Those are 2 big killers in football. And
let's watch that fumble that Hovey comes up with. And it was Backus who stripped the ball loose. And look what I found as Hovey
almost took it to the house.
Look at the sidelines. They were pretty excited for Hovey. Watch them.
That's right.
They all come over and celebrate. Here's the kick. Taking it to 26, kind of stumbling, and short return on the play by Jack Rowling. Mike Doyle is head coach in his 4th year. Ended up in Dubuque. He went to Loras College. This is his 6th year with the Hempstead football program. His 4th year as the head coach. And assisted by Justin Simeon, who calls the defense. And Lucas Link, who's in charge of the special teams. These coaches, man, they spend hours and hours. That's an underpaid job.
Jones Whitaker there on the stop.
Short gain of the play.
Yeah, the one good thing about the score here is you're getting a lot of guys in that don't always get time on both sides, on both teams, and all the time they put in, and it's good to get everyone some playing time here.
2nd down and 9. There's Jordan Jones Whitaker. Cedar Falls, chance to big lead like this, play a lot of guys, and that's an aggressive tackle.
Kyron Terry swallows him up, throws him down.
Wow.
He's physical.
Look at this.
Good speed, reads the play.
And
Yep, right there. There was a hole. Now I'm in it.
That coaches will take note of that.
Yeah, you'll that'll come off the film pretty quick.
Kyron Terry slams the running back, a loss of a yard, 3rd down and 10. Low snap. Ominiak pump fake. He's going to go deep. He has a receiver.
Nice
down.
defense. Nice job by Schlotman there.
Carter Schlotman breaks it up. The receiver had to step on him. And watch Schlotman read this perfectly.
Gets his arm up last minute. Nope. Almost tried to catch it. He tried to catch it with one hand almost.
Coverage on Joe Lewis. Perfectly done. Now 4th down, and Williams will have to punt again for Hempstead.
Well, you knock the pass down, we'll let you return the punt. They got Schlotman back deep.
I notice now they got the scoreboard back up and running on the north side. Fair catch. That's a tough catch in that sinking line drive. Nicely done by Schlotman. Well, it's hard to find many faults with this Tiger team today. Offense, defense, special teams, they have really
coaches will comb the film. I'm sure they'll find something, but yeah, you've got to be happy with how it's going, and it's been everybody. I mean, everybody that's come in has done a good job, offensively, defensively, special teams. Every part of the game's been very good.
There's again Coach Becker. He went to Dyke New Hartford High School, attended UNI. He coached during college. He's been a teacher at Holmes Junior High for 9 years now, and ball loose, and I think Hempstead may have come up with it.
I think Bowling got it.
Cedar Falls indicating it's their football.
Let's see who came up with it, but I'm pretty sure Ryan Bowling maybe got it.
One of the rare mistakes for Cedar Falls.
The defensive lineman was so concerned with hitting Steggy that he didn't try to get the ball. I mean, he kind of hit Steggy, but the ball is sitting right there. I think Bowling kind of gets his nose in there and fights for it. A couple Tigers in there.
Ryan Bowling.
Not afraid to mix it up.
Huge loss. It's 2nd and 24, but Tigers at least keep possession. And coming in and getting the sack is Dubuque Hempstead. And there's Nick Romberg. 6'2", 185-pound sophomore.
Pretty sure if Coach Becker sees that too many more times, Steggy's not going to be taking the snaps anymore. You don't want to get rolled up on the shoulder like that, though.
Well, 3rd and 32. With only 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cedar Falls, the continuous clock, leads 45-0. What's the play call here?
Run it. Run a dive or a sweep.
They'll keep it on the ground, and oh, look at this. A flag comes out.
You got to be holding or something like that.
Bowling, only about a yard on the play, and this has been a disastrous offensive series for Cedar Falls. It's holding against the Tigers.
I would probably decline it if I was Hempstead, but
they are going to decline it.
No, they took it.
Oh, they are? I thought I saw the sideline saying don't accept it.
I would, because that'd be 4th down and you're going to get the ball back sooner, but.
Let's see if we'll get one more play off here. 7 seconds shows on the clock. Now the ball back at the 6. Tigers have to get up to the 47 for a first down.
Yeah, what play you got in the bag for that one, Mark?
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. Cedar Falls sophomore team in control over Dubuque Hempstead. We'll be back with more right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
I enjoyed my job as principal at Cedar Falls High School, and I enjoyed working with parents, students, and staff. The thing I enjoyed most about was watching the students grow and develop, and I always enjoyed simply talking to them to tell them to go Tigers.
I have happy memories at Cedar Falls High School. I met my wife there. We started dating as a sophomore, and we have spent all of our life together. So I'm happy with the Tigers. Go Tigers!
Meet Susie.
Hello.
Susie couldn't wait to unwind with her newest thriller novel. Too bad the only villain in this story was her suspect Router. Overwhelmed by options and technical jargon, Susie needed to crack the case of the Router's Riddle. Thankfully for Susie, this mystery is easy to solve. With CFU Wi-Fi, our highly trained technician will install a new Wi-Fi system to optimize coverage for her home. Now, Susie can get back to playing detective in any room of her house. CFU Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi made simple.
We move into the fourth quarter. Mark Simpson along with John Yoakum. Mike Menon directing our game, coming strong for this sophomore contest. Mike Menon bringing it and singing it here at the UNI-Dome. Tigers will keep her on the ground on this typical 3rd and 41-yard play. And look at Tyron Carey.
A pretty big gain.
It's a nice
20 yards.
Still short of the first down, but
We got half of it back.
still an aggressive run. You got to like that.
Good job getting to the outside, turning the Jets on.
So Cedar Falls will, I think is this the second punt of the game for the Tigers? Jacob Keeler in the kick. They had one punt in the first half.
It's a good one, too.
It was early in the ball game when this game was much closer. Back deep to receive Dontrell Harris. Now the flag's been coming out here in this second half. That's going to be a legal procedure against Cedar Falls. Is that lack of focus or just because we got some new kids into the game, some reserves?
I think it's a combination of both. You got some guys maybe playing some spots they're not used to playing, or getting some time that aren't used to getting time, and the special teams doesn't have a lot of subs, I'm sure. They're kind of keeping some of the same, so you're running guys in, running guys out, and that's where we're at.
9:03 remaining in the ball game. We had some scoreboard problems at halftime. They're all rectified at this point. Good snap. Keeler. High kick. Hangs in the air. Gets across midfield and takes a friendly Cedar Falls roll and goes out of play at the 38. Going into the game, Coach Doyle, native of Palos Park, southwest suburb of Chicago, he said that we got to establish the run against Cedar Falls and be able to consistently move the chains, and they just have not been able to.
Neither one of those have happened.
The Tiger defense. You see the bleacher creatures. I like that. Look at that.
It's like
Socially distanced.
Looks might be colored by grade level. Red, black, and white looks like over there.
Makes sense. That's why I bring you along, John.
Yeah, I mean, that's regular detective work I just did there.
Back to pass, slant in, and
nope. Almost picked it.
you got a quarterback. Nope, that is Helminiak throwing it.
Hovey tried to get another one there. Going to go for the fumble and the pick.
I'm sure that Joey Helminiak will say this has not been his best game. He's been behind receivers.
He's been under pressure a lot, too. You get hit by Jake Peters on the blind side and see how bad you want to throw a football.
Keep the ball on the ground and don't have little yardage. You don't lose yards, in fact. Cedar Falls on their way to going 3-1 on the year. They won the first 2 games of the season and were brought down to earth by a very good Cedar Rapids Prairie team, 37-0.
Like I said at the beginning, you learn more from a loss than you do from winning, and you also learned this week the character that these kids have with the way they bounced back and got better, and you see the product today.
Now remember, originally Cedar Falls was scheduled to play Iowa City Liberty here at the Dome for homecoming, and Cedar Falls comes up with a sack as the big man, Jordan Jones-Whitaker.
They're almost going to split that into thirds. 3 guys got him, it looked like. Shipper.
Yep.
Duggan. Jones-Whitaker.
Noah Shipper got him low, and
3-man sandwich.
Jordan Jones-Whitaker high.
Looks like Duggan might be down there.
We got an injured player. As I was saying, that give credit to Hempstead because the Iowa City schools right now doing the 100% online learning. They cannot participate in after-school activities. So not playing Liberty, the Tigers filling that gap with Dubuque Hempstead. They were, I believe, going to take on Iowa City High. So that's how this game came to be. We got a lot of great sponsors for our broadcast, including Brad Jacobson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Brad Jacobson State Farm is there. Call the original Jake from State Farm. 319-277-4134 or email Jake at bradjacobson.biz. I got to get a coffee cup like that.
I know. I think you could make that happen.
All right, Brad Jacobson.
It's almost like the talk
My
show.
My close personal friend.
Yeah, there you go.
Hook a brother up. But, this is the only negative here. We got a concern right now for Cedar Falls. Finn Duggan, 5'10", 190-pound sophomore. I think a couple guys are going to help him off the field here. So the Duggan getting some assistance and being helped to the sidelines. Also want to plug Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry. Get the smile you've always wanted at any one of our 6 locations located on Prairie Parkway in Cedar Falls, with additional sites in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Marshalltown, and Des Moines. Go to KimballandBeecher.com to schedule your appointment today. We make you smile. I don't think Coach Doyle for
smiling a lot.
No.
He needs to go to Kimball and Beecher.
Yeah. He needs a hug after this game. Clock running, 6:31. Punter, Damarian Williams, he's been busy today. There's a punt. Tigers stay away from, and the ball spotted down at the 39-yard line. Noah Backus was right around that football. You know, sometimes a ball right at the end, crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like moth to the flame, where you gotta stay away. The stove is hot. Don't touch it.
That's the thing about playing at the UNI-Dome. You can wear shorts. It's a little crisp out there today.
It is. I kind of like it.
So there, see the guys all wearing shorts because a lot of people, well, we've talked about it a lot in our broadcast, how warm it gets down there on the football field.
It's pretty warm up top too, Mark.
Yeah, that first game we did.
It was hot.
Oh, that was very warm. So the Cedar Falls, 5:34 to go in the game. 1st and 10. Gavin Steggy still at quarterback. And the Tigers are going to take a delayed game penalty. Ryan Bowling and Kyron Terry are the backs. Now we got at center, it looks like John Henry Hines. He's easy to pick out there. John, 6 foot, 280 pounds. Tell you, this offensive line and the size of it, they're big as any varsity offensive line you'll see.
They've been moving people tonight.
Running
nice
the ball.
hole.
Oh, look at him. This could be a big run for Cedar Falls. Is tripped up at the last second.
Great run by
Bowling
there. I like the finish to the run, too. He's just running right through it. If you're going to tackle me, you're going to pay. Watch this. He's just chucking. If you're going to tackle me, you're going to pay.
Cedar Falls reserves. I want to get their playing time in there. It's a strong run by Bowling. 4.5 minutes to play. Showing blitz, and coming is Hempstead, and nowhere to go for Bowling this time. That was a gutter ball run.
Exactly. There
for
you
Bowling.
I see what you did there, Mark.
2nd down and 10 coming up here.
Wonder if that's the play call. Pro right pistol gutter ball.
Now Steggy's still in at quarterback. I'm assuming that the backup at this point just don't feel comfortable, or just
or it doesn't exist.
Okay, that's what.
it's either that's probably my guess. It's probably only like an emergency situation kind of thing.
Short gain on the play. And running the. Let's see.
82. We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that guy in our roster here.
Aggressive run right up the middle, though. Always fun to get the football. Get your carries in there.
All right, 3rd down and 7. Clock at 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Cedar Falls built a 35-0 lead at halftime and up 45-0 here in the latter moments of this 4th quarter. Tigers a little slant in off the hands of the intended receiver, Tyler Stroman. Safe play and almost hook up here. That's one Stroman probably wishes he had another opportunity at.
And they're just trying to get the first down there to run the clock out. They're not really trying to score on that throw. They're just trying to advance the ball and get the first down there.
And to punt, this is Jacob Keeler. Tigers a little bit late getting all the personnel in. Now they're ready. Play clock, though, down to 4 seconds.
I just heard that number 82 is Tyrell Terry.
Thank you very much. And that'll be a penalty against Cedar Falls, delay of game. We want to thank, again, our wonderful Cedar Falls Community Television crew doing an outstanding job. Great shots here in the sophomore game. Replay, graphics, we got it all going. They do a wonderful job. Keeler kicking towards the sideline and out of play.
They're going to get a penalty there for either unsportsmanlike or a late hit or something, I think. We got a little chippy there on the edge.
It's on Hempstead, you're saying?
I think it was on us.
Referee's talking this over. You know, that discussion
looks like it looks like he just said offsetting. So it looked like they were getting chippy, and maybe one guy started it and one guy finished it. And
clock will stop as the officials sort this out.
Holding on the offense. Personal foul on defense. So, like I said, one guy started it, one guy finished it.
There's the Cedar Falls sidelines, all smiles.
I don't know which grade those guys are in, Mark. I'm not sure which grade those guys are in. We got the red, white, black, and then a combination.
Kind of an honor to be one of those candy striper.
That's right, exactly.
Overalls. So getting ready. Those are the kind of the leaders of the pack for
exactly.
the bleacher creatures. Don't give that to just anybody. You got to have a lot of enthusiasm.
That's right.
It's homecoming here.
It's the calm before the storm in the student section there.
Some of the activities during the varsity broadcast here as we're back to action. And trying to get the long ball, and this time it is caught. Helminiak finding the receiver, and Dontrell Harris makes the catch. And it was Cedar Langen with the tackle. Just throws it up. This time able to locate the ball and bring it in. Dontrell Harris. So the minute 5 seconds to go. This is what we're playing for, a shutout. Will the Tigers get it? Deep pass. Oh, receiver's there.
Ooh.
And Hempstead scores late in the game. No shutout for Cedar Falls. And back-to-back big-time catches. Dontrell Harris.
Yep. That's all right, though. We had multiple Tigers there. Tyson Taylor and Sutter Langdon were back there. That Hempstead is just chucking it deep right now, trying to get a score.
Harris, he had his own
He's
teammate
excited. Yeah, he was ready to roll.
right next to him there. That's going to go
Blocked
33
it.
yards. Tigers, yep, they get their hand on that.
He was bowling there on the block.
The kicker, that is a freshman, and her name is Olivia Wortley Water. And I say her name, yeah, it's a female on the football team, does the kicking.
A good kick, just got blocked a little bit there.
So the Mustangs will go back to Dubuque, at least not shut out as they get the touchdown. Helminiak, 33 yards to Dontrell Harris. Tigers still with the continuous clock. There's the big man in the middle for the Tigers. That's Jade Tepley. A few times, Cedar Falls has their kickoff return team out onto the field here.
Looks like they got an onside recover team on. Hands team.
Well, Demarion Williams puts the ball at the 40-yard line. They're going to kick it away. And Russell backpedaling and watches the ball go into the end zone. It's a touchback. 52 seconds remaining. So Cedar Falls, they wanted to bounce back, wanted to execute, eliminate mental mistakes, play to their potential, play physical, and they have done all those. Play's gotten a little bit sloppy here in this, so another penalty flag down.
A little chippy too, I think.
Personal foul on Cedar Falls. Personal foul on Dubuque Hempstead. So
offsetting penalties. Get the ball on the 20 or 25 there.
Tigers will run a play and
it's like victory formation. That's best formation in football right there.
Steggy will go to one knee. They have one person behind Steggy, about 8 yards back.
That's Woods.
Derek Woods.
Guess who?
Who has played a brilliant game today. A lot of heroes, though, for the Cedar Falls team.
Well, I think you have to go with the offensive line first. Opening the holes, giving the time to pass. It all starts up there.
There's Woods, hands on his hips, and watches as his quarterback goes to one knee. And Cedar Falls now will go to 3-1 on the year. Coach Becker has to be, that mask covered up the smile. And he has to be pleased with his sophomore team's effort today. And Cedar Falls fans appreciate the effort by the young people today. So the Mustangs, they fall to 1-3. Drop their second consecutive game, and it's a tough day on the road here at the UNI-Dome for Dubuque Hempstead. But for Cedar Falls, impressive, as they have put together one of their better efforts of the season, maybe their most complete game of the season in today's victory over Dubuque Hempstead.
It's looked dominant from start to finish.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage of the sophomore game. We'll get ready for the varsity game coming up here in just a few minutes. For our Cedar Falls Community Television crew, for John Yoakum, I'm Mark Simpson, and you've been watching sophomore Cedar Falls football on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Thanks for watching the Tigers on Cedar Falls Utilities, Channel 15.
The middle, Ostrich is free. Give him 6.
We're thankful for customers who choose CFU Cable TV. It's because of you that we can produce high-quality, local high school sports.
Oh, what a catch.
Wow.
Trey Campbell.
This year we know it's especially important to have high school games on TV and online. Because of community support, we're able to provide a full slate of high school sports.
Daniel Hutchins in the open. Gets past the defense and he takes it all the way.
So thanks for being a CFU TV customer, and go Tigers!